Thank you, Sean. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our home and today's wedding festivities. Especially those from afar. There's some from New Zealand, some from Uganda, I believe. You may have noticed there was a nice little power there on your power shell, which is a part of your little name band here, which comes all the way from New Zealand. I have to say, looking at you all, you've all scrubbed up pretty well. Guys, as Len Goodwood would have said, sevens, but are a bit of room to improvement. But Bruno Tonielli would have said, the special star tonight is you ladies. I can only give you tens. Lita, John and Pete, I welcome you here tonight, and now that we're in-laws, may I like to thank you guys for all the help in preparing this fine marquee, and most importantly to us, to Lucille and I, for bringing Will into our family. On that little note though, equally, Lucille would like to thank all those who have given their time and their help and their own little way or whatever to arrange this marquee and our home for you guys tonight. There's been a lot of work going, guys, from neighbours and bridesmaids, and everyone's just helped. Thank you. Hopefully, as we proceed through the rest of the day, the more formal part of the marriage ceremony is behind us, and we can now enjoy and celebrate Will's and Fiona's, or should I say Mr. and Mrs. Reynolds marriage, hopefully in a style worthy of them, and I hope, and I do give you full permission, to full excess. Who would have thought that when Lucille and I arrived here with a 2-year-old daughter and our newborn babe Sean in our arms, to a little barn that was a sort of resembling a house, and not the piggery that we had bought 3 months earlier, that nearly 29 years later we'd be still here celebrating our daughter's wedding on our back lawn. We would never have guessed that this beautiful site just outside of Marlow would still be our home and the base for our daughter's wedding. Even I are normally pretty chilled about these sort of things. A wedding, the grandest party of them all, on our back lawn. Isley, I bet you wouldn't have even written that script. Fiona, we have lots of memories here with you, and some of the early ones should have gotten us off ready for what you were a bit later on. I remember the walks to Marlow with you as a 3-year-old, and unlike the old Duke of York, we turned round at the bottom and walked back to the top of the hill. Most 3-year-olds would have wimped it on the way down, but no, you would arrive back at the top, have a bite to eat, 10 minutes of rest, and then be back looking at me and saying, "More action, Dad." I also remember the headbanging reported in Waitrose, and Mum being asked, "Is that your child you have left behind by a passer-by?" Thankfully, that headbanging period was a short one. I also remember saying, "I hope she grows out of that being the daughter from hell," which she duly did about age of 6. St. Peter's School, in the mid-pack, doing enough to get you through. Remember your gymnastics and then dancing with you, excelling at everything you're thrown at you. Sadly, Miss Caroline is no longer here with us, but I'm sure she would have been proud of what you've achieved. On to Maidenhead College, where the PE teachers inspired and intrigued you sufficiently that you've become focused on sport and the possibility of going on to teaching college as you left school. Maidenhead College is here today with you, as some of your friends are still here today. For me, I can still remember the day I went to Chichester University with you, and you were introduced to the head of the department and a number of young students. It was immediately evident by the body language of the head of the department that he was interested in you.
Not in that way.
You didn't tell me this.
And he was a student that he wanted on his team. You were taken in immediately by the young students who just adopted you as one of them, and it was not a matter of if you were coming to Chichester, but why you would choose to go anywhere else. I didn't say to you at the time, but on our return to Marlow, I said to Lucille that we probably didn't need to visit any other universities, really, which of course 3 universities later, you chose Chichester. So, back from uni to reality and having to pay your way in the world. A few jobs interviews and your first job at First Plat. Teaching young students. Just wait for it. Teaching young students nearly your own age and being somewhat of a Pied Piper to your protégés. That seemed to be your world, and you were really enjoying that role of your new school. Your group of NQT friends there have followed you here tonight, and here you are with tonight. They followed a wee blip on the personal front, which galvanised you into moving into your own home as a solo. Good times and bad times, followed by a short period. That period only seemed to be resolved, and popping in early one morning, I was met by a very coy young lady and what seemed to be footsteps above my head.
I didn't know he was coming in now.
I came back home and duly reported to the mum that there may have been overnight visitors at number 42 Beechingstone.
I told him he had to jump out the window if he wanted to go to work.
So, said with a little smile on my face, back a few days later, unannounced of course, as a dad should, and blow me down, I met this great big chap for breakfast. Unexpected of course, but good fun seeing him wriggling in embarrassment of a young guy caught by the young lady's father where he shouldn't have been at 7:30 in the morning. I guess we've all been there. But quite fun being on the other side of the fence occasionally. So, Willard appeared, and having met Father for breakfast, the time came to meet the rest of the family. As a true English family should, a barbecue was arranged, and the agreed venue was here, and Will turned up in his Trick R32 Golf with his ace card in the back, a unicycle.
God. You don't know this? Yeah, I can ride a unicycle. There's not one here tonight, mate.
Now, being a bit of a petrol head myself, Golf R32, it's a tick, yeah. Bad boy muffler on the back, sort of a tick. But a unibike, you are kidding. I'm used to riding on two wheels. I have to say that must have been pretty scary meeting the family, but I have to say you took the large piece off your shin caused by the mishap on the unibike pretty well.
Sean's to pay for that.
Kudos to you.
Yeah, welcome.
Kudos to you and an early signs of a keeper. So, Will, you have graced our family with your presence, and you have certainly left your mark on us. A willing volunteer to learn to ski. Remember the first day skiing, last run? Ooh, nearly a step too far.
Yeah.
The bet you can't eat the pizza if you order the last one. Yeah. And Marlow Rugby, of course, where you've been a regular first team player.
Now in the twos after today's result.
I have to say though, apologies of the standard of the ski instruction. And when you missed the next day's skiing from eating too much pizza, but then you do give as good as much in your mirth as you get. In all truth though, you have fitted in really well. Really, really well. So much so that you're now part of the team and we look forward to your company. Both Lucille and I acknowledge just how much you've enhanced Fiona's life and just how well you two work as a team.
Yeah.
Now, fathers are advised to give a parting bit of advice to their daughter on such occasions as this. My advice to you both is this. Teamwork is essential in your future lives, as sooner or later there will be a time when you both appear to be at loggerheads with each other. Remember from tonight that word, team. If you work together and resolve the issue as a team, then those troubles will soon pass. Well, folks, I'm looking up the role of the father's speech to the bride, and there was plenty of do's and don'ts. Hopefully I haven't incurred too many don'ts and fulfilled the do's. Can I close though with a final message to you, Fiona? Both Lucille and I are so proud of what you have achieved in your young life and can only wonder in awe at the way you've grown into the caring and loving person that you are. With Will, you have chosen a great partner, and we have no doubt at all that the pair of you will achieve all you aspire to. On that note, can I ask you all to fill your glasses and raise your glass to Mr. and Mrs. Reynolds? Will?
Thanks, Wayne. Not sure how I really follow that, but we'll give it a go, shall we? Evening, guys. Great to see you all. You all look absolutely fantastic. Not much more to say in that front, really. I think that I'm going to start this a bit controversially because I did a lot of research online about what do you write in a group talk speech, and most of the information is useless. So I'm going to start off by talking about a woman here today that this day is all about. A woman that has been planning, has been doing hours and hours of research, meticulously going through information online, looking up every possible aspect of a wedding. And that woman, of course, is Lucille Richards. Lucille, for Fee and I, you've been incredible. You've done absolutely everything that we could have possibly asked, and you've done more. And the same goes for you, Wayne, and this whole wedding. Your support has been unreal. You have never said no. You've always presented us with options, and that is the reason we are here. We spent 6 months maybe looking around for a venue that would allow us to give us what we've got here today, and we could never find one. No matter how hard we tried. We asked for late finishes, open bar, catering that could be as fantastic as it's been today. No one else could deliver, apart from these guys giving us their home. So for that,
Now you make me cry.
I'm going to do a bit more, sorry.
Oh, God.
You have welcomed me to your family, along with Sean and Alice, like a brother. You have made me feel so welcome. From the first day I turned up here, you know, sitting there, having a barbecue, blood on the floor, because my shins were swollen by your son, thinking I cannot blooming show any sign of weakness here. Can't do anything. You have made me feel fantastic. You have given me every opportunity in my life so far in terms of the last 5 years, and for that I thank you. You've taught me to ski, you've shown me the joys of adventure around the world, and for that I can only thank you. So, just like meeting Wayne for the first time, and Lucille, who would refuse to not keep coming round after Wayne told Lucille about me. The story of me proposing to Fee was actually quite it's quite an interesting story. So, New Zealand, we're out there. Everyone, a lot of people know about our time out there.
I haven't heard about it.
No, so
We'll fill you in later.
we'll fill you in later.
Cheers, thank you.
So our time out there was amazing, and we had such fun. We've got people here on the other side of the world, and we can't thank you guys for being here. And it's brilliant to see. Anyway, so FaceTime. I'm sitting in my room, in our room, in a little tiny, it was a 4-bedroom house, and we rented this tiny 5x5 room just because that was all we could afford, because Queenstown is astronomically expensive. And I'm sitting there, I've got an engagement ring in my hand, and I'm about to FaceTime Wayne and Lucille to ask them, can I marry your daughter? And up their faces pop, up at Lane End. I remember there was a building site, there was brickwork behind you. And I said, guys, I've got a question to ask you. Can I marry your daughter? And the first question I got out of both of them was, why? Needless to say, we went from there. But honestly, guys, you've been fantastic. I couldn't ask for a better in-laws than you guys. So moving on. Mum, Dad, Pete, thank you. I know this is a very proud day for you, but it's even more proud for me to stand here and acknowledge you guys. You have brought me up, and you've taught me how to love. And if I can do that with Fee, it's unreal.
Yeah!
So guys, I'd just like you to raise a glass and And just a cheers to family. Okay, so now I move on to the bit that is more of a plea deal and a waving of a white flag. And that is actually to my best men and my ushers. Lads, today, last night, this whole experience leading up to this has been an absolute pleasure for me, and without your support, I couldn't have done it. You have given me every ounce of support, you've given me knowledge, advice, encouragement at every opportunity, and for that, lads, I can't.
We got you dressed as well.
Yeah. And you made an ass of me on my stag do.
as well. All good.
Right, okay, I'll just here we go. Right, okay. Okay, so I'm going to keep that short and sweet because I'm hoping that's what you'll do for my speech. You know, replicate, you know, be nice to me. I want to move on now to bridesmaids. So, girls, you look fantastic tonight.
Yip, yip, woo!
And all I can say on behalf of us is thank you. You are the rock behind Fee. She loves you girls unconditionally, and you have given her so much support and given her everything that she could possibly have on this wedding day. And funnily enough, this goes how deep in sort of kind of their friendship is. I actually rang Lauren and asked her the question while I was in New Zealand of, is it okay if I ask Fee to marry me? So that's how good their relationship is. And
My dad said no.
that is still my favouriteest picture of that engagement, of him prancing behind us like donkeys. Okay, so now I move on to the real woman who this is all about today, guys, which is Fee. Darling, I love you. You are my world. You are everything that I could ever want. Yeah? Sorry.
You say your dad as well.
Sorry.
Well, let it go.
Shut up. On your own wedding you can do what you want. This is my day. You look spectacular. Words can't describe you today. I couldn't even look at you down the aisle because I would have been like... So yeah, you, darling, you look fantastic. And I'm so happy to spend the rest of my life with you now.
Me too.
So, trying to lighten the mood here a little bit. Fee and I meeting was a bit of a kind of experience for me, really. So we met through Tinder. It does work, apparently. We met through Tinder, and after much to and fro in terms of conversation, we agreed a date. And that date was in Baruch in Marlow. Classy, lads, yeah? I'd never been to Marlow before, so I was like, what's a classy, place to take a bird for a first date? And Baruch was top. Yeah. I can do the keys, mate. So anyway, as anyone that knows Fees will attribute, she's incredibly late for everything.
I wasn't late today.
Not late today, but our first day, I arrived there sharpish. We agreed a 7:30 meet time.
Thanks, Claire.
Somebody hates you, Will. Somebody hates you.
I know. 7:30. I get there promptly in Baruch, order myself a pint, stand at the bar, look for somewhere to seat, have a seat, and think to myself, how can I look James Bond suave? I've gone full tweed jacket, nice pair of jeans and a shirt. I look the business.
He did. He looked hot.
In my opinion.
I'll give it.
So anyway, time goes by, the first pint goes by, and I'm still sat there. Like a mug. Everyone's looking at me thinking, who's this weirdo who's turned up for a pint on his own and sitting in the corner? And then, in tweed. And time goes by, so I think, right, I can drive on 2. I can drive on 2, I'm all right. So I proceed back to the bar. 20 minutes has gone by at this point, so a bit of Dutch courage in me at this point. Go to the bar, order another pint. Barman looks at me thinking, you all right, mate? Anyway, sitting there, that second pint disappears. And at that point I thought, that's it. It's all over. I was like, I've missed out. I've missed out.
Thanks,
and
Pete.
so as I walked to the door of the bar, looking at the barman and looking at the bouncers, saying, "That's my night, boys. I'm done." In pops Fee. Flustered, but looking elegant as ever. And from that minute, I was sold. And that's the story of how we met, guys, and it's a snowball from since then. And that leads me to you guys, because everyone here is an amalgamation of us. You are here because we love you all, in your own special ways in some cases. And this night and the rest of this evening would not be what it is without you. For us, the venue, the food, the booze, everything is nothing without you guys. And on behalf of Fee and I just want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. So, can I ask you all to be upstanding? I'd like to raise a toast to friends and family.
Friends and family.
So yeah, I'm Andy. This is Rich. And we have known Will since we were for me, 2 years old. And we have had the honour of growing up with this man. And for those that don't know him, he has a big build. Yeah, and he could come across as an imposing lad. But that's not always the case.
No! Please don't, please.
Oh dear.
Oh my life!
That video camera was a bad idea, wasn't it, Will? So, I'm here to tell you about Will's soft and often feminine side. So I'm sorry, Fee. Will has made out with many people in this room, and I know I can speak for many lads who have suffered from a bear hug and a big sloppy snog from this man.
I've seen it.
But he has a serious feminine side that is just waiting to come out, and it has been caught on camera a few times. Well.
Oh God, no! No! It's just.
I just need to get the volume.
No audio.
So I'll talk you through that. That is Will pretending to be the first man in the world giving birth. And there is a beautiful quote from Will at the end of that video, where he goes, "I feel like a man and a woman at the same time."
Oh dear.
But Will's big build didn't mean he was the leader of the group at all. In fact, we were much more responsible leaders.
No, don't.
So, Lita on occasions would actually give me Will's pocket money to look after, to save Will running round the corner shop and just buying loads of snacks and biscuits and sweets and adding to his size. I did a more diet approach and gave it over a periodic period, and Fee, I'd really recommend you do the same. But he was a gentleman, and he often took on the consequences for mine and Rich's actions. And a prime example of this was when Rich decided to prod a wasp's nest. And as he walked away, Will gladly stepped into the swarm as he ran out of the woods screaming
Put him in that shower.
as he was pursued by a swarm. Cheers for that one, Will.
Oh, you've got-
He was ready to be a part of anything that we did as the leaders, responsible leaders of the group. And we once set up a gang that was called the Hollybush Gang.
Oh no.
So Will, to prove his devotion to this group, stripped down to his boxers and ran through various holly bushes to show that he was really dedicated to this group. So this group lasted one day and no one else did this. So another phase we went through was we did sword fighting for a while. And John, for his very enthusiastic son, crafted a beautifully hand-painted wooden sword for his son Will. And Will was so excited to show us this sword
I was a goon growing up.
that he ran out of his front door holding this sword horizontally. Snap went the sword, and that was the end of it, wasn't it, Will?
I was so upset as
You
well.
were very upset.
And the result was Dad gaffer taping it back together going, that'll do. Righto.
That was the idea. I think it was your big, gentle giant not wanting to do any harm to anyone. But he wasn't always the butt of the jokes. And often Rich would lead me and Will into a sense of false security before causing complete madness for his own amusement. That would often lead in our own pain and emotional abuse, which was caught in a episode of a series that we called B-Land.
Oh my God.
So I'm going to talk you through it. So here we are in B-Land, and if you can't tell, we're getting a haircut. And what happens in B-Land, which you'll see in any moment, is Rich decides to throw inanimate objects at our heads that are pretended to be giant bees. And
Is this the one?
Depends on the
Yeah, there you go.
one.
Right in the schnoz.
this was a series that we suckered ourselves into repeatedly. Yeah, we've got a black eye on this one. But life is never dull with you, mate. And it's been an absolute great pleasure to go out with you. I think we've always had each other's backs, and we've had an absolute laugh growing up. And now
Why not after this, mate?
now we can enjoy a cigar and whiskey as we reminisce, and it's absolutely amazing. And we have, to be fair, always been in sync.
No!
Yeah, that's right. We used to try and rap.
You're going to do that Christmas song, aren't you? No.
I'll do it later.
Yeah, great.
But Fee, you
film.
look incredible tonight. I think we can all agree. And it's genuinely been absolutely amazing to get to know you over the last few years, and to see how incredibly perfect you are together. And we really do feel absolutely honoured to be standing here today, and it's amazing. And we can't wait for you to join us for some whiskies and cigars as we talk about more memories that are created in the future.
No, there'll be no more talk.
But if Will does ever step out of line, there is a CD of more videos that you can use at any time.
Awesome.
And trust me, they will have
Thanks,
effect. Like, he knows what I'm talking
I know
about.
what's on there. No.
Oh yeah.
And actually, to give you an idea of what's on there, I'll actually let Will close the show.
But look most fashionable with a pink dressing gown over the one shoulder.
Oh, my life is over.
So now I'm gonna go on one more time if you can, please. One more time. 2 seconds, alright. So in the meantime, I want to thank a few people. And I think there are people that have travelled even further than me. So the New Zealand crowd, absolute epic. Thank you for coming along. Amazing. And then we've had such an incredible time.
Look, most.
And I think that has come from incredible catering. So I'd love to thank the catering team. And then there's the bar team that we're going to have to thank later as well.
Yeah.
But thank you for now. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, go on, Pete. Play it one more time.
Look most fashionable with a pink dressing gown. And over one shoulder. By this careful model.
No, and a decent rig then.
There's definitely a sock down there. But, right, but I'd love to have you all standing so we can raise a toast to Mr. and Mrs. Reynolds.
I think after that we don't want you as well.
Well done, guys.